the owl has been about, but I've only heard him once. Anyone join him? We're just listening to the birds. I think I've heard a tawny owl as well. I think. I'm not the best person to listen out for owls because I struggle with the different types of noises. Anyway, who's watching? Say hello. Morning, Janet. How you doing? Did your parcel come, by the way? I'm just going to give it a moment while I... all messages are visible. That's good. Yeah, I'm just going to give it 60 more seconds. Oh, that's good. Chuffed. I'm glad you liked it. I'm actually going to send you something else in the next few weeks because the postage was a lot cheaper than I thought it would be, and I feel bad having the extra few quid. So just, I don't know when it'll be, but just keep your eyes peeled. You can hear my cockerels. Just got up. I wish I'd just got up. Oh. I can't hear the owl again. Sod's law, the last few times I've been down here, I've heard it quite a lot. And I think it's living in the big tree over there that some of you probably know about if you watch the videos a lot. And I've heard him once this morning, but I haven't heard him again since. Anyway, I'm just going to move because I'm standing in a muddy puddle. In bed with a cuppa. Oh, let's get the tripod now. I got mine with me. See, we British, we take tea everywhere. Yeah, so anyway, it's 7 o'clock now, so I'll get to it. I know there's only a couple of people joining, but hey ho, it's the first one. It's the first one. So I think this might be a regular thing, actually, live down the allotment. To those of the people coming later, and for everyone watching now, the plan was to get a sunrise and feed the chickens. And I looked at the weather, and it was supposed to be a nice crisp morning, and it was supposed to be clear skies. But unfortunately, we've had this big band of like freezing fog come down. I know they've had loads of snow up in the north of England, so all the cold air has met with the warm air from the south. So the warm air from the south has met with the cold air from the north, and us in the Midlands have just got fog. And if I flip the camera around, if I can figure out how to do it again, is it that one? Is it that one? It is. You can probably see the fog. Look at the fog. So the sunrise, which is normally about there somewhere, it's really struggling to break through. Really struggling to break through. Hang on a sec, I'm still here. That's better. Yeah, so the sunrise is really struggling to break through this fog. So normally it's a lot brighter down here by now. Normally an hour before sunrise. You can pretty much see with the lights around and the sunrise, but it's so dark at the moment. And if I go down to my allotment where the chickens are, it's pretty much pitch black. It's just because the light just isn't coming through. I mean, it sounds daft. I'm about halfway down the path to the allotment, and although I can see that light, the other end of the plot down there, when I get down there, it's just black on the camera, because even the floodlight is not coming through to the bottom of the plot because of this fog. Anyway, it was just a quick live. Well, not a quick live really, it was just a quickly planned live, because to be perfectly honest, this whole coronavirus thing and this whole lockdown thing is really getting to me now. It's really getting me down. just want to do stuff. And I saw online on Twitter and on Facebook a lot of other people saying the same things. And there's obviously a lot of people that can't go anywhere at the moment. And I thought, you know what, let's do a live from the plot, 7 o'clock in the morning, and hopefully start the day with a bit of a smile. And okay, the fog's kind of scuppered us a bit, but hey ho, it's Britain, isn't it? It is what it is. What's the saying? There's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. So yeah, here we are. So how's everyone been doing anyway? I don't know who's watching. I know a couple of people dropped in and then dropped out again. But I just wanted to make sure everyone was all right. Everyone who watches the channel. I mean, I think there's about 500 of you that watch pretty regularly, and there's probably another 500 on top of that that dip in and out. And in total, there's like 3,000 of you buggers. And I just wanted to make sure you were all okay. It does feel never-ending, doesn't it? It's an absolute... I don't know, it really got to me yesterday, but I know exactly that. It just feels never-ending. And every time I turn on the news, it's South African mutation, Brazilian mutation, and it's just like... I've come to the point now where I'm not on the news anymore. I just don't watch it. I'm getting used to the new normal. Yeah, the new normal. Oh, what I found myself throughout the year is in February last year, I thought, oh yeah, by Easter we should be getting there, by summer we should be getting there, by autumn we should be getting there. Then it was, oh, by the new year we should be getting there, and now again it's by Easter we should be getting there. And it's like, I feel like I've been here before. And you just think, I just want to go out with my friends, and I just want to see people, and I just want to be able to go to the shops and not worry about getting the old Rona. And I just thought, well, if I feel like this, then I'm sure a lot of other people are feeling like this. And talking to a few other people, I mean, I speak to Erica from Erica's Little Welsh Garden probably the most of all the YouTubers. And I know, talking to her, I just think the consensus like around the UK, around the world, is I just want it to bugger off now. I've had almost 12 months of this. I just want it to go. And I think I've been fairly chirpy for the last 10 months, 11 months. But it's even whittling away at my positivity at the moment. And I just feel like we need some good news, something. But yeah, but we've got to push through, I suppose. I suppose there's no point dwelling on it too much. I suppose, to use another phrase from Britain, it is what it is. Yeah, keep calm, carry on, stiff upper lip and all that. But anyway, how's everyone and the people across the pond? How you doing over there? Because I know you've had some issues the last few months, haven't you? So I hope everything's doing well there. I hope everything improves over there. I never thought I'd see the day that America would have a coup d'etat or an attempted coup d'etat. New Year's resolution to try to keep positive. It's really got me down the last year. Deep breath and soldier on. Yeah, same as me, really. Like I said, the first 6-7 months I was fine with it because I'm oddly not that social. I am social with my friends and my family and people I like, but oddly I don't really like humans. It sounds really bizarre. I have no time for people I don't like. I have no time for stupid people. I can't be doing with the Karens and the Carls of the world. And so the whole idea of going into a lockdown and not seeing, 90% of the population was absolutely perfect to start with. It was really, really nice because I didn't have to deal with idiots. Just had to, chat to my friends and stuff like that. But no, it's even getting to me. Oh, yeah. Oh dear. It's just funny, isn't it? It's just funny, the whole circumstances. I mean, if I'd have done this live 12 months ago in January on my plot, and I'd have told you everything that happened in the coming 12 months, you'd have thought I was absolutely mental. You'd have probably all unsubscribed and gone, that guy is Fruit Loop. He's got more nuts than a Dundee cake, that guy. And and you'd have been right. But how bizarre is it that all these things have happened to us that we probably never ever thought would happen, and we'd only ever seen in films before? That's the funny thing about it. I suppose that's the only good thing I think to come out of this year, is the comedy aspect has been absolutely hilarious, because I'm sure somewhere there's aliens watching us, and they're probably watching us like people watch The Only Way is Essex or Jersey Shore, or I don't know, Real Housewives, and they're probably thinking, look at those humans. Oh, it's a great season this is. It's an amazing season. Look what's going on. And yeah, if it was a TV show, it would be an amazing season. I would love to be a fly on the wall on that alien spaceship watching us. Real Humans 2020. The adventures begin. Someone needs to do an intro for that. Someone needs to make a film. It'll probably be on The Simpsons in about 12 months. Tea's still warm, which is good. So right, who's here? I know there's 3 of you watching, 3 people watching. I'm just trying to make sure I haven't got frozen bits on my moustache. Oh, there we go. So Rachel's here, and obviously Janet's here. And yeah, the bird song's lovely, isn't it? I could to be perfectly honest, the bird song is better than me talking, isn't it? I need a placard, so when I just stand in here and other people join, they don't think it's frozen. I need a placard that says, listening to bird song. Shh. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up to date with the chat, and it's, oh, that's better. Your allotment kept you going. Oh, that's good. That's awesome. I think it's been a thing that people that have had allotments these last 12 months I think they found it a bit of a lifeline. I know I found it a lifeline, and having the chickens has been awesome, because obviously having the chickens classed as livestock, which means I'm allowed to leave my house whenever I want to go and feed them, which has been amazing, because I know there's cracking down in the UK now, and see, I haven't seen it in Telford. I'm seeing my cousin's actually a police officer, and I haven't seen it in Telford, but in other areas they've been saying that they're stopping people, you know, flagging them down, saying where you going, which I don't particularly agree with. I'm not some conspiracy theory nut job or anything like that, but I just think that certain things that in the UK police shouldn't do. After all, they police by consent. I don't know what the law is in the UK, in America, but in the UK the police by consent. So certain things they can and can't do, and one of them is not ask you where you're going. They have no right to ask you who you are or where you're going. You don't have to provide ID to the UK police unless you're driving a car for insurance reasons. And I just think that's like a civil liberty that stops us being Nazi Germany. But so when I heard that police were going to be stopping people and asking them where they're going, I thought I don't really like the idea of that. But because I've got chickens and I've got livestock, I can go whenever I want, and I can feed them whenever I want, and no one should be able to stop me for that. And technically I should be able to leave the house as many times of the day I want. How Orwellian is that? It's just mental, isn't it? I've just said it, and then it registered in my head what I just said. And yeah, because I've got chickens, I'm allowed to leave the house whenever I want, because under current circumstances you're not really supposed to. God, it's mental, absolutely mental. But yeah, so that's really nice. And there's been a couple of times over the last few months where I've come to the allotment twice in one day. I've come and fed the chickens, and then I've come out again to do something else, because it's just sitting in the house for 22 odd hours. You know, by the time I've come out, done the chickens, done a few jobs, there's a couple hours down the allotment, and then you just think, my God, it drives you nutty. But wow, yeah, just thinking it like that. The only reason I can come out is because I've got chickens. What next? I'm gonna have to have a little yellow star. Well, actually, I'll have to have a little yellow chicken. on my coat. Oh dear, no, madness. Oh, somebody else is joining. There's another third person. Who's the third person? Hello, whoever you are, third person. I hope you're well. I hope you're keeping good, and I hope you're not as mentally drained as some of us are because of all this COVID stuff. Oh, it's getting bright over there now. Is the sun? Is the sun finally breaking through this fog? I hope so. Oh, I missed that chat. Hang on a sec. Oh, the poor people in flats. The lack of contrast, that's the worst thing. Yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say. Is that you on about the rules and regulations, or have I missed something? But yeah, no, the people in flats, the people in tiny gardens that can only just go out. It's I don't know how they've coped. But then again, I've seen online that like suicide rates have gone up, and I could well believe it, because obviously I've got kids and I've got a family and this, that and the other, and you know, at the end of the day, the grand scheme of things, I'm not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. There's plenty of people, a lot of people worse off than me, and in a weird kind of way, I found myself going from a sketchy financial get my words out. I find myself going from a sketchy financial position of obviously not working, and then Sandra got her job just before the pandemic with local authority. It's not going out. Right, sorry. Yeah, I see what you mean now. Yes, yeah, it's just monotonous, isn't it? It's just grey. Everything's grey. There's no black or white or colour. It's just one thing, isn't it? Yeah, now I get it. It's exactly that. But yeah, so oddly, the start of the year, before Sandra got her job, it was like, oh, we need to sort our finances out and do things like that, and you know, we need to get more food down the allotment and look at ways of like getting more income into the house and blah blah blah. And then Sandra got a job with the local authority, and then all of a sudden the pandemic hit, and we're probably in a weird kind of way in a good position, if that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, we're not flush with cash or anything, or we've got heated swimming pool on the go, but all of a sudden, you know, she's got a decent job and she's working through a local authority that are busier than ever at the moment dealing with the pandemic. So no such thing as a job for life anymore, but I think she's probably got the closest thing to it. And you know, we live in a house, and our tenancy's been, you know, renewed for another 5 years. So as things go, we're not bad. We're not bad at all, and there's a lot of people out there that can't say that, and I just feel shocking for them. And then, like you said, the people in flats and stuff that are going through all of this, plus they can't get out of the house or do anything. It's like prison. And there's, you know, excuse me, there's a reason solitary confinement and stuff is a torture technique, because humans were not designed or evolved to be isolated. We are a pack animal. As much as I hate most of the pack, by that I mean the human race, you know, we're a pack animal. The whole idea is that we're supposed to socialise. That's how we spread so far around the world. You know, we all chipped in and, you know, dragged everyone along. But yeah, crazy, madness, absolute madness. I can see some light, but it's not as bright as I thought it was going to be. I'm just trying to get my bearings. Anyone heard the owl? I thought I heard him then, or her. I've just seen a mouse run across someone's allotment. The road's getting busy now. I mean, we're in the middle of Telford, a big town in England. Don't know if my mum and dad, both in their 80s, are terrified of the virus and have been out twice since March. Flu jab and vaccine. At least they had the vaccine. Well, yeah, that's good. My grandparents haven't had that yet. I think hardly anyone in Shropshire's had the vaccine yet. But then again, we're one of the, I think after Cornwall, we're like one of the areas that we're not as bad, I think, as for like cases. So maybe they're doing it as the hotspots first. I don't know how they. At the end of the day, it's Boris Johnson. I think he probably just throws darts at a dartboard and does what he pleases. But yeah, the road's getting busy now. Because obviously you're in the middle of Telford, and it's pretty, well, Telford's a big town. There's about 250, 300,000 people live in it. So there's roads all over. So it's really nice that we get owls and stuff here, because, you know, we're not far off being a small city, really, Telford. And although we've got cottages and stuff all around and allotments, and we have got a lot of green space in Telford, we are losing it quite quickly with all the houses that are being built. I mean, when I was a kid, I remember Telford being pretty rural. I mean, I can remember people having horses in their back gardens in like in the high street. As in, if you people who know Telford, yes, thank you very much for popping in, Janet. You take care of yourself, and all being well, I'm probably going to do this again next week. Hopefully we don't have fog, so we can see a bit of a sunrise. But again, thank you for coming, and thank you for buying one of my artworks. You have fed my chickens for a good few weeks there, and the eggs have been delicious, so cheers. But yeah, buildings made Telford into a bit of a small city, so it's nice to have the owl and things pop around. Like I said, I can remember as a kid, you just heard something. Oh, wonder what that was. Anyway, yeah, so I can remember as a kid, you'd go down a main road from like Donington towards Wellington, which is the old Roman road, the A5, Watling Street, and you'd get to Ketley, which is where I live now. And there was houses on the side of the road, and they had like little paddocks next to them, and they were only like townhouses, like Georgian townhouses, and a couple of them had horses in the garden. You know, that's how, you know, I'm only 37, so Telford was pretty damn rural, you know, when I was a kid. So obviously I grew up with the nature. I remember seeing foxes and stuff all the time as a kid. Hares, just in fields, just down the road, hares and all sorts. And those fields aren't there anymore. You know, so when I hear the owl, a little bit of my heartstrings just goes plong. Oh, there's a dog. So they're a dog or a werewolf. Hopefully it's a dog. Although a werewolf would make this live a lot more interesting, and it would probably go viral. Can you imagine the headlines now? YouTuber eaten by werewolf on live stream. Cookie would like that one, wouldn't he? Anyway, we're getting brighter now. We're getting brighter. I don't know if you can see that. Definitely getting brighter. You can see the tree. So who else is in the chat? There's 4 people now. I know Janet's gone. And I don't know if did I look away and miss someone comment? If you pop into the chat, just let us know how you're doing. Just sorry, I'm just trying to do this. Hang on a sec. That's better. Yeah, if you pop into the chat, say hello. I just want to make sure everyone's all right. If you would like to talk to somebody, if you're feeling a bit down in the dumps, then I will try and cheer you up as best I can. I can tell a funny joke. I could do a little dance. I could attempt to sing a little song. But if I sung a little song, it would probably depress you, because my voice is dreadful. You've not heard me do karaoke. It's not something people should ever hear. Should we go for a wander? There we go. The only problem is that I can see me and you can see me, but I can't see where I'm walking, which is always a downside. That's the light from the COVID test centre, which has been handy today actually. It's been handy, it's been very handy. If I just show you without the light on, that's kind of how dark it is. Right, let's go listening for birds, shall we? So if anyone says anything in the chat, you go, we're bird listening. Oh, sorry folks. Oh. Right, there we are, back on my plot now. I'm going to flip the camera around and I'll show you. If I can flip it around. Ah, it's a pigeon. For some reason I can't put the camera around. Oh well. Anyway, I was going to show you that basically the fog situation. See if you can pick it up on this camera. So yeah, you can see it through the light. Unfortunately, we're not going to get much of a sunrise, which is a shame. Which is a shame. It really is. And there's a pigeon as well. The pigeons are waking up, folks. The pesky. There was something then that sounded a little bit owly. The owl is about, but he's further over. He's not on the allotment. That's my chickens. Yeah, he's basically, there's a few cottages down there. My grandparents live and stuff. And the road's just got noisy again. And the owl's that way. So he's probably 2 or 3 gardens over in the trees that run along the football pitch. That's the chickens. So he is about still, or she's about still. I was just hoping that he or she would be in that tree and be noisy again, like they were the other day. Anyone got the time? Anyone watching got the time? Just ping it up in the chat to save me looking at my phone. It's 28 minutes. I started at 7, so it's about 7:30. Is that right? Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? That's how time works, Ross. If you started something at 7 o'clock and it's now 29 minutes into it, that would be 29 minutes past that time, wouldn't it? God, the person who invented time is a genius. Absolute genius. Who knew that's how it worked? Such an idiot, Ross. Should have swapped this tea for coffee. Get my brain into gear. 7:27. Wow. I've been rambling on for 27 minutes. I don't think we're going to get any more owl noises. I said the pigeons have woken up now, because I've heard them. I haven't heard the robin yet. No, I have. Can you hear him? The robin's in that tree over there. Maybe that's why the owl's not there. Maybe the robins chased him off. The chaffinch. I can hear the hedge sparrows. They're always noisy. I like hedge sparrows though. Cheeky little monkeys, aren't they? Hedge sparrows are always the ones that try and get into the chicken coop and eat the food. I don't begrudge them a meal. But obviously with the bird flu situation now, obviously we've got to put netting over it, so obviously they can't go into the chicken pen. So what I tend to do is just leave some chicken food lying around for them on like top of the shed and stuff. The sun is breaking through. I can actually see the floor now, which is good because it means I'm not going to trip over and die. It's always a good thing. Right, folks, I've now done 31 minutes of live chat, and I hope I've cheered up at least 2 or 3 people who have said hello. But as much as I could stand here and listen to birds all morning, I should really be getting on with my jobs. I have got to feed the chickens. And I was going to show you feeding the chickens, but unfortunately, with this fog, it's not as bright as it should be. No, it's not. Anyway, who's the last person in? Is that you, Rachel? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. In which case, it is you. You're the last person here. You're a diehard fan. You're a diehard fan. You'll have to do me a favour, because you follow me on Instagram as well, don't you? Just ping me a direct message on Instagram. Just say hello, and I'll sort you out with something. I've got into the thing now of people I speak to quite a lot. I kind of ping them over little drawings and stuff in the post or whatever. So yeah, just direct message me on Insta. I don't know what the chickens are doing. They're making a little noise. I come down this morning, and when I opened the gate to the allotment, the chickens, I heard them go, and they went deadly silence. And it was like, oh my god, who's that? Who's that? What's that? It's a fox. What is it? What is it? What is it? And they were panicking. And I walked round, and they were deadly silent. Didn't breathe anything. And I just went, hello chickens, and they went, and that was it. They all jumped off their perch in the dark. They all come running because they heard my voice, and I was like, yeah, you little buggers, you know it's me. So I gave them some food at like 6 o'clock this morning. A couple of them ate it, and there were some of them just looked at it, jumped back on their perch and went back to bed. Some just say, nah, it's far too early for breakfast. Funny things, aren't they? They are funny things. Ooh, somebody else in the chat, or somebody else watching. Say hello, whoever you are, and how are you doing? Are you coping? Are you doing all right? Are you keeping well? Are you an allotment person? Are you a metal detector person? Or are you just someone who's randomly seen my live and dropped in? I would love to see who you are. So drop me a comment, please. They are characters, chickens. They are. When I first had chickens years and years ago, I didn't realise how much of a personality they have. And I've said this for years now. I think chickens can have a better personality than a dog. Sometimes you get dogs, you know, dogs have personalities, yes, but sometimes you get dogs and you can just tell that they're just like monotonous creatures, that they carry on and they just do what they want to do and that's it. But chickens, every single chicken I've had, and over the years I've had dozens of chickens. Sorry, I got frosty mustache. Every single chicken I've had has had a different personality. I don't think no 2 chickens are the same, and they're all slightly different. They are literally like tiny feathery humans in chicken costume. I mean, even now I can't tell the girls apart just by looking at them. If they're lined up in the row, I'll be like, oh, yeah, you're such and such, you're such and such. But if I watch them for 2 or 3 minutes, I was like, oh, I know you are. Because there's one that always goes away from the flock, and she goes on her own, and she's a proper adventurer, and she'll go anywhere, and she's the one I have to keep an eye on. There's another one that stays really close to me and will not leave my side, and if I was to stand there like that, she would just jump on my arm and she would go on my shoulder. and she did it to Seth not long ago. There's the two cockerels, two boys. They're completely different personalities altogether. One is very alpha dominant male, and he's proper struts around like this, and I'm the big guy I am. And then there's his little brother, who has obviously accepted that he's never going to be alpha dog, and he's quite happy with his lot in life. And he hangs around with the one girl who stays close to me. So those two kind of like always following me around. She follows me, and he follows her. Oh, they are such characters. They're amazing. I love them. They're brilliant. Ah, it's a pigeon. I thought it was an owl. The sun is coming up. See, the sun rises about... Sounds daft. There you go. Spin this camera now. The sun rises about there, but it gets blocked out by trees and stuff, and then there's a hill, and then it comes round that way. And normally we get the light come through here, this way. So my allotment's in a great place because you get the sun in the summer all day come that way. So normally there is the light from the bowling club and the light from the sunrise. It's pretty bright by now. It's pretty bright. And the sunrises can be absolutely amazing when there's no fog. It can be awesome. It can be... I've sat here before now with a tea, and I've just watched the sunrise for an hour and listened to the birds in silence on my own. And I'm sure some of you watching this probably go, yes, we'd appreciate the silence, Ross. You're talking far too much shit right now. I think that's a thrush. Is that a thrush? Not quite sure. I need to improve my bird song identification. That's a robin. Sure, that's a robin. That is a blackbird. Pretty sure that's a blackbird. Oh, there's 4 people watching. Hello, say hello. Please say hello. How are you all doing? Are you all coping? Are you all doing good? Oh. So I'm hoping you're all doing well. I'm hoping you're all keeping good. I hope you're not too stressed by COVID. And again, this live was more of a catch-up to see how everyone's doing, and to break our monotonous lives at the moment of homeschooling. Oh, God, homeschooling. How much of a pain in the bum is that? Oh, I have the utmost respect for teachers, because I tell you what, I love my kids to pieces, and my kids are great. They're brilliant. But other people's kids... Hey, morning, how are you doing? Hope you're well. But yeah, homeschooling, God, it's just a nightmare. I don't know whether it is as well. There's a hierarchy. The kids, kids do what their teachers tell them, but they feel like they can push the boundaries a bit with their parents. But oh my days, it's hard work, homeschooling. It's really hard work. And what am my other half working? Yeah, hi Sherry. Sorry, I waved. I didn't say your name, did I? I hope you're alright. How are you doing anyway? You good? Oh, what's that? I need to investigate this. Back in a sec. It's alright, one of the chickens has got out of bed and he's now eating, so that's all good. That's all good. I wonder what it was. I thought it was a rat or something. I was going to say, where have you come from? So yeah, homeschooling, it's bloody hard, isn't it? It's really hard, and it's just trying to get things done. I mean, this one reason I wanted this one, obviously I wanted to do the live so we get a sunset, which obviously because of the fog we're not going to get now. Really sorry about that. I can't do much about that. I've yet to develop a way to get rid of fog and control the weather, but when I do, I'll let you know. Anyway, the other reason was I wanted to be back in time to obviously sort out the kids. So when Sandra goes to work, because I've got a creative little desk in the corner of our lounge dining room area, and that's been taken over by my other half so she can work. And so obviously when she starts work and she's answering calls and things like that, she can't deal with the kids. And my kids are great, they look after themselves, you know, they're perfect. But obviously homeschooling, you know, they get questions, they're going through their worksheets, and obviously you have to sit there and you have to go through the answers and stuff with them. Now I'm dyslexic. I hated school. I hated school for, not for the educational reasons. I hated school because my school was dreadful. Excuse me. And my teachers were dreadful, and they had no idea how to deal with dyslexic people. So back when I was in school, if you were dyslexic, you were considered to be basically thick, and you were just kind of thrown into like the remedial classes, which was ridiculous. So yeah, so anyway, so I'm dyslexic. So bearing in mind, once I left school, I went to college, went to university, I got a master's degree, so I wasn't that thick, was I? Anyway, so when my daughter comes to me and she's like, Dad, can you help with this? And I'm like, yeah, I can, but it's going to be a completely different way of doing it to how you want to do it. Because obviously I do my times tables very differently to everyone else, because I do it a way that suits me and my dyslexia. Spelling, don't even go there, I ain't got a clue. And it's just hard work. It's just so hard work. And it's like, I am not a teacher. I am not a teacher, and I'm trying my damnedest. But, and you know, sometimes you feel frustrated with your kids, but it's not frustration with your kids, it's frustration with yourself because you can't do it. But my God, how hard has homeschooling been? And you can't get anything done. I mean, normally you drop the kids, well, my routine is normally I drop the kids off at school. I then come down the allotment. Sorry, my notification popped up. I come down the allotment, get things done, then pick the kids up from school, and that's all good. But at the moment, I'm just teaching has changed so much, hasn't it? I love school. Oh, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I'm quite academic, but I'm not. Yeah, there's me saying I'm quite academic. Can't even say the damn word. I'm quite academic in the sense that I like to learn, but I have to learn in a very different way to everyone else. So, yeah, I don't know. What can you say about that? Really, it's just, I think back in the day, it was just you learn this way. Oh, this thing's popping up. Back in the day, it was like you learn this thing our way, or you don't learn it, and it was just so wrong. I mean, prime example, I did graphics at GCSE level, and my teacher basically said that going to college was a waste of my time, and I failed graphics in GCSE. I got a D in it, and I got a place on a graphics course at college. I was told that was a waste of my time, and then since then I've gone on to get diploma and degree and a master's in graphics and advertising and everything else. And you just think to yourself, yeah, my teacher told 14-15-year-old me college is a waste of your time because I was dyslexic. Mental, and absolutely madness. Thankfully, stuff like that should not happen anymore, but I'm sure it probably does. Right, as much as I love cold tea, my tea is now cold. My tea's now cold, and I've been yammering away for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. And there's still 4 of you watching. Right, folks. Should we get the chickens fed? Okay, here we go. And I spin the camera around. I'm off to feed the chickens. Come on, chickens. Can you hear them? They love it, don't they? Absolutely love it. Oh, spin this camera around a bit. Oh, I'm wonky. It's all right, I'm in a bit of a hole. Anyway, that's the chickens fed. And the sun is definitely popping up now. So I think I'm going to make tracks. But before I disappear, let me just check that chat, make sure no one's commented while I've been feeding chickens. Oh wow, no way. That's really cool. See, I've found that learning as an adult has been so much easier. Mainly because a few teachers at college and uni taught me how different techniques of how to learn and stuff. So when I did my masters, I did like a 10,000 word essay. And if you'd have told 16-year-old me to write 10,000 words, I'd have cried. I would have probably just been like a rabbit in headlights. But now, if you said to me, write 10,000 word essay on something, I could do it because I know the techniques. The sky is a lot lighter, but I don't know if you've mentioned, we've actually got a COVID test centre just the other side of the allotments, and they've got these big LED floodlights, which is the only reason you could see me at 7 o'clock this morning, because of this blinking fog, because the sun is trying to come through, but as you can see, we would normally have a lovely sunrise there, but instead we've got foggy diffused light, which is a bit pants. It's a bit pants. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lock my shed. So just bear with me a second while I lock the shed. Morning, mate. How you doing? How's things? I'm glad a few people are dropping in. I'm not going anywhere. Just locking the shed. Just give me a sec. Thank you for waiting. How are you all doing? Oh, one of you's gone. One of you's gone. Hey, so yeah, I can't think what we were talking about now. Oh yeah, adult learning. Anyway, so how are you all doing? The other people that have just dropped in. Everyone doing well? Everyone staying safe? It's definitely alive now, isn't it? Everything's alive now. Everything's woken up. Oh, everything has woken up. Let's see if I can get this camera spun round. There we go. Haha. So lovely down here in the morning. Morning, Ben. How you doing, mate? How's things? You doing well? I hope everyone is doing well. See, I could come and stand over here, but the problem is if I stand here, I can't see the chat. I can see all you guys. No, I can't see all you guys. If I stand there, you guys can see me, but I can't read any messages you post up, which is the downside. I need to think of a way of how I can... I suppose 2 phones would be the answer, wouldn't it? But down the allotment, doing a live and reading the chat, I kind of have to use the other camera, which is not the best for light. I don't think we're going to get to hear the owl anymore. As I've said, we only heard him I don't even think many of you might... I don't even think some of you will have heard him, because he's quite far away. Oh, I'm glad you said that. That's really nice. Yeah, it's right. It's the live chat. It's kind of why I wanted to do it, because I just think, as I said, almost 12 months now of this new normal, and I think it's getting to people. It's definitely got to me the last week. It's really got to me last week, and I really wanted it to be some kind of communal. I mean, I think most people can pop in for 5 minutes at 7 o'clock in the morning if they're not at work. So yeah, I just wanted it to be a little catch up, and especially in the winter, if you've got an allotment as well, or if you fish and metal detect, they're normally quiet times. You're not going to see someone on the bank. You're not going to see someone in the field say hello to. Yeah, really good, mate. Really good. Thank you, mate. And it's just peaceful, isn't it? I just wish I had more tea. I wish I had more tea. I was going to light a fire, actually. And then when I got down here, it was so dark, couldn't really find anything. So, but no, I think next time I will have to get the stove on the go. Morning, how you doing? No, we're all good, Natalie. All good. How's things? Oh, that's the sky. Sorry, that's my fault. That's my fault. Yeah, no. I think I was looking at your Instagram the other day, Natalie. God, sorry, I'm still here. Still here. Sorry about that. My I have a social media filter on, so it only lets me use so many hours of social media.